Hey everybody, Pete Kulziski here with Surrey on the Go. I'm with Byron Isaacs. He is the Emergency Management Coordinator for Surrey County. Byron, thank you so much for doing this interview. Um, how you doing? You all right?
Doing well, a little tired, ready to come home. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, folks don't know where you are right now or what happened. Can you give us a little, can you tell us what's going on? How you got called and where you are and what you're doing? Because I know folks would be very interested.
Sure. So, of course, after the storm come through, Western North Carolina received a lot of damage, a lot of devastation. Afterwards, many of the counties in Western North Carolina needed assistance with incident management, with many different things, rescue, whatever. My role is more of an incident management role, and we took a 6-member team to Buncombe County to work in the EOC, the Incident Command Post, to assist them in response and recovery from the beginning. Then they brought a Type 1 team in from the Fire Department of New York, which is a 35-person team. That incident was so large, it just needed more people to come in to help manage. When that team came in, FEMA IMAT came in, which is an Incident Management Assistance Team. Once they had a lot of people. There were other places in North Carolina that needed assistance, and we were relocated to Lansing, North Carolina, which is a town in Ashe County. And here I brought a 7-person team and set up an EOC for them to help them coordinate with the county to get what they needed, their resources, and kind of get them in the right path and kind of almost confirm that they were doing what needed to be done, because Lansing, North Carolina has a lot of talent and a lot of volunteers that jumped in and really started digging out from the beginning.
And those 7 people that you're talking about, they're from Surrey County as well.
No, none of them are from Surry County.
So
Actually,
wow.
yeah. So when we went to Brunswick, it was a mixture of it was me from Surry County, and everyone else was from Columbus County. And I brought up a team to Buncombe. Then they left a couple days before we got relocated to Lansing, and we had teams from Pender EMS, Pender Fire and EMS, teams from Buncombe County, Chatham County, and then one from Davidson County as well.
Byron, people would like to know I've seen what it's like in that room. You could hear a pin drop. You all are so focused and you're just so concerned about the citizens. You work so hard, but help people understand what it is that you do in this room. Um, what is it? What is it that you're actually coordinating, and what is it that you're concerned about, and what is it that you're responsible for?
So from the beginning or the onset of an emergency disaster, whether it be flooding, tropical storm, whatever it is, you have a team of people that work to coordinate all the response. You only have so many resources. You only have so many fire trucks. You only have so many rescue squads, and that includes chainsaw crews too, because the fire departments have to be able to access homes, people, stranded people. So you're just trying to organize and coordinate all those responses to where everyone remains safe and we can access all the people that are trapped or stranded and get everyone safe to make sure that all the citizens and the first responders are safe.
And in this case with Helene, what is it that you did? What were you mainly focused on?
So when I went to Buncombe, the biggest thing that I was focused on was a planning. Inside of an incident management team, you have an incident commander, a planning section chief, ops section chief, log section chief, and then finance. And I was tasked as a plans section chief once we got to Buncombe County. So the biggest thing for me was to try to organize a response plan. I had to work closely with locals, especially the ops section chief, which is actually coordinating the operations, to get on paper the plans that they have in their mind, so that everybody knows what each other is doing and how to contact one another. And that includes everything from if something happens inside of that incident with a first responder to those that are stranded, to getting water for people, getting shelters started, and then even points of distribution, which is where citizens can pick up water or food or other commodities.
And that would be my next question. Mainly what you see, because you're managing it, you see computers and walls, and there's not too many windows. I noticed one time I was in there with you, wasn't too many windows, maybe like one set of windows. What did you get a chance to actually see, or did you get a feel of what it was like out there with your fellow EMS types out there? What is it that you want to share with us for folks who didn't see it or didn't witness it? Please, if you could.
Oh, you're right. The Buncombe County EOC was in the basement of a building, so we saw nothing. However, just so we could get a little situational awareness, we reached out or we left and kind of roamed around a little bit to see some of the local areas. And the amount of damage and devastation was just, it was unbelievable. It's not what I expected. It was much worse than I expected. We saw homes that had floated far away from their foundations. We saw just the amount of debris was unreal, especially in Buncombe County and here in Lansing. It was just everywhere. Everything from vegetative debris to, you would see water heaters floating down the water. And it was the great thing that you did or were able to see was the amount of people that were resilient enough to pull themselves up, and all the people that brought donations to them. And for the first week, that's what they needed. Was they needed water, and they needed food, and they needed can openers, and they needed clothing. And the biggest thing we need to understand now is this isn't going to be over in 2 weeks. And while they needed those things now, honestly, one of the biggest things they need now is money. They need people donating to places like Samaritan's Purse and American Red Cross, and they need help.
Wow. Are you getting a little teary eyed there?
No, but I was talking to one of the fire chiefs that lost one of his firefighters,
Oh
and
no.
that was a little hard.
Yes.
I'll be and watching him, just become emotional because he lost a firefighter, and this firefighter was a firefighter from two different departments, and they lost a hard-working member and what he was doing during it was trying to rescue other people. So things like that is, when you really think about it, it starts really bothering you sometimes. And it did this fire chief.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Byron, are how many more days are you going to be out there?
I am hoping to come home Sunday. I have been here since not last Sunday, but Sunday before. The 29th is when I went to Buncombe County. So I'm ready to come home. I want to see my wife horribly.
We'd love to see you home safely, Byron. Byron, um, what is there any final thoughts or anything else that you would like to say?
I would like people to understand how important it is to help one another. Here in Lansing, the community came together and worked with one another. Whether they got along well or not beforehand, they worked hard together. They pulled their talent and their just desire to dig out and have done an amazing job at being resilient and getting themselves in a place to where they can move forward and they can get in a place to recover. And it's just important to understand, lots of times we see many news stories and you can almost lose your faith in humanity. But during disasters like this, you see people that just will do anything for someone else. I rolled into Lansing and people that were affected by the flood, people that were flooded out, storefronts, homes, and they asked me what they could do for me. I'm coming to help you. You know, I don't want anything from you. But they want to make sure that you're fed, that you have a place to sleep, that they want you to be as comfortable as you can. And part of it is they know you're coming to help them, but part of it is they're just good people.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, our thoughts and prayers go to those people. Our thoughts and prayers go to the firefighter. Um, wow. I didn't know that. Really, and to the family of the firefighter too.
You know, and
Um,
that's a circumstance that affects not just the family and not just the firefighter, but that's two fire departments it affects as well. And the sad part was there was no one to relieve that fire department. There, I talked to that chief, and he said, "Excuse me." He said for the next 2 days, the same firefighters that worked with that, I think he was a deputy fire chief, maybe, but the same firefighters that worked closely with him had to remain at the station and work for the next 2 days after it happened, knowing what happened. And that's hard on them, and you've got to give them a lot of credit for what they did.
well, one of the things that I see on Facebook and stuff that we're all proud of you. We're all proud of all the first responders out there. Thank you. Thank you to all. We really appreciate it. And get home safely.
I'll do it. I will. Hopefully I'll be home Sunday.
I really appreciate your precious time, Byron. You take
Oh,
care.
we will.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.